Let me tell you a little story. It's the story of the San Antonio River, a river that runs for 240 miles from its headwaters in San Antonio to the Gulf waters in San Antonio Bay. A river that has given us a thriving ecosystem and has brought life to civilizations, forging connections that have lasted generations. For 80 years, the San Antonio River Authority's team of scientists, engineers, and other professionals have passionately cared for and protected our creeks and rivers. This river is a resource that needs to be protected and cared for by everyone that lives in its watershed. SARA created the Watershed Wise Awards to honor the exceptional volunteers, professionals, and organizations that have dedicated their time to fulfill SARA's vision of inspiring actions for healthy creeks and rivers. These awards give SARA the opportunity to thank those who understand the importance of the San Antonio River watershed and our way of life for our community's well-being. We invite you to join us on a journey through SARA's four-county service area of Bexar, Wilson, Karnes, and Goliad to meet the 2017 Watershed Wise Award honorees who've been nominated by the Board of Directors and SARA staff. We hope their stories will help inspire and empower others to join us in our efforts. Our journey begins in San Antonio at Elmendorf Lake, where we meet our first Watershed Wise Award honorees, Robert Ramirez and Olga Niscano. Their multi-year efforts as co-chairs for the West Side Creek Restoration Oversight Committee resulted in a collaborative communal effort to reshape the west side of San Antonio.
I'm Robert Ramirez. I'm here with my co-chair for the West Side Creeks Restoration Oversight Committee, Olga Liscano, and we're here at Elmendorf Lake Park enjoying this beautiful day at this beautiful park. And we had the workshops, the charrettes, the meetings with the community out here in the community to get as many people involved as we could. And we had children providing drawings of what they like out here. And the idea was to get them involved at the design phases, the concept phases, the implementation stages, providing us feedback so that we could make any modifications as we went along. And then now that the projects such as this have been done, having the community come out here and use them and become stewards for projects such as this to maintain what we've got out here.
We were fortunate enough to have our committee be assertive, outspoken, tell us what they feel, what they see, because everybody sees everything different. And we couldn't have done without them. It's 22 people.
You know, the creeks are integral parts of the San Antonio River watershed. With regard to the communities, the connectivity is using the hike and bike trails. It's possible now to get on a bike, walk, to go all the way from out here in the west side to the San Antonio River and by extension north to the Museum Reach, south through the Mission Reach.
I hope that my involvement with this project, this committee that we've put together, will inspire other people. I'm not going to be here forever, and I want someone to come and take my place and help the community improve.
Yeah, I'd certainly like to thank everybody involved with the projects, the SARA staff, the community, our consultants, our committee. And the way I feel, while Olga deserves this award, I feel like I'm simply symbolic of all the work that everybody else has done. So thank you very much for this great honor.
Thank you for this award.
Our journey continues to the San Antonio River Authority, where we meet our Board of Director Award honoree, Michael Burke, whose experience and leadership in advanced energy initiatives are helping shape water conservation efforts to raise awareness and positively impact our communities.
My name is Michael Burke. My career was in leading various aspects of the energy industry. In fact, I was CEO of 4 different multi-billion-dollar corporations over a period of about 30 years. And then in recent years, I got very involved and excited about helping our region become better aware of alternative energy, issues like water conservation. In 2008, I started the San Antonio Clean Technology Forum. One of the first things we decided to do was add water to the energy issues. That work with the SARA, San Antonio River Authority, and Suzanne and her team has been going on for quite some time, and it's been a very productive partnership. We feel like we began to educate our community about where the future was focused on advanced energy initiatives. What we have in San Antonio with the river walk and now the expansions is a treasure that is just absolutely incredibly valuable and very, very enjoyable for all. You know, I hope my actions help inspire people stepping up to ensure that we have healthy creeks and rivers. These forums that we have are not just to entertain and educate, but to change behavior. Start to make a difference in people's lives, help them become even more concerned about the water quality and initiatives that they can take to ensure that our water quality gets better and our water supply is protected forever. I would very much like to thank the San Antonio River Authority in general, and particularly two individuals that have been important to my work with the San Antonio River Authority and become very good friends. One is Suzanne Scott, the leader and CEO of the River Authority, and the other is Mike Lackey, who is the chairman of the board. Both of these individuals have made enormous contributions to San Antonio, and I am delighted to call them friends, and I thank them dearly for this recognition.
Our journey continues to Mission San Juan, where we meet Tom Castaños, our next Watershed Wise Award honoree. Tom's actions as an educator empower students to learn about the importance of the San Antonio River and its impact on our communities and heritage.
My name's Tom Castaños. I'm the education coordinator here at San Antonio Missions National Historical Park. A longtime resident of the South Side, grew up literally fairly much right outside the walls of Mission San Jose. San Antonio River Authority and the National Park Service joined together in a partnership a few years ago, made possible by a grant from the National Park Foundation under the America's Best Idea program. It allowed us to develop programming that would bring junior high and high school environmental science students onto Mission San Juan's property here for an intensive study. The River Authority loaned us their education people to do tours of the river and the biotic environment, and then our portion was to bring them out in here to the San Juan farm fields and demonstrate these Spanish acequias, or irrigation canals, the way that Spain made agriculture possible, therefore the ability to collect people in large groups and create these missions. We typically deal with school visits totaling nearly 60,000 school kids a year, with over 20,000 of those students getting actual guided programs developed by myself and the staff here at San Antonio Missions. It's our goal very much so to see that every kid in San Antonio understands our missions, because it's really where their city began. Growing up on the south side of San Antonio, the river is just a big part of your life. When you say San Antonio, and people always talk about the river walk, well, that wasn't our river. Our river was crawfish and turtles and just being down at the river. The river itself, because it's just a natural draw, it's an interest because of all the amazing wildlife, even back then, that was still living in and around the river. It was just a natural draw for kids that were curious. Our real hope is that our programming, our actions, leading by example, leads to our community understanding and appreciating the value of the San Antonio River in their community. It is their backyard. If the river is healthy, our community is healthy. I'd like to thank the San Antonio River Authority for this amazing honor. To be out here doing this for as long as we have, and to understand that our coworkers and our partners appreciate the work we do is just a tremendous feeling. It means a great deal when coworkers that you have such high esteem for recognize you for the work that you do.
Our journey now takes us to Wilson County with our next Watershed Wise Award honoree, Leanne Hoshek. Leanne's efforts in floodplain management and hazardous waste collection stand as an example of leadership and stewardship for the county.
My name is Leanne Hoshek. I'm the Emergency Management Coordinator for Wilson County, also the Floodplain Administrator and 911 Coordinator, and I've been in this position with Wilson County since July of 2002. In my job now, I would have never dreamt that I was doing what I'm doing now, but in working with San Antonio River Authority, whether it's the collection events to keep, all the HHW, the tires and everything out of the rivers and streams, I also work with them in floodplain management. It's been a partnership. When we have our household hazardous collection events, we have them twice a year. The people can bring household hazardous waste. You tend to see them stockpiled in creeks or low spots in the back of their property and their sheds. So it gives them an opportunity at least twice a year to dispose of them properly. And that's keeping it not only out of the landfills, but out of your streams and creeks, and ultimately that all ends up in the river. So you're ultimately keeping it out of the river and keeping your rivers clean. This award is definitely it's exciting. It's an honor, and thank you so much to the board. I appreciate it. It just shows that all the work that we do on a daily basis, all our planning efforts, and the work that we've done to enforce regulations and requirements, and that it doesn't go unnoticed. And people see that we are, trying to go above and beyond and not just do the bare minimum. On behalf of myself and my staff, we'd like to thank the San Antonio River Authority, the Board of Directors, the individuals we've worked with all these years for this award. It means a lot, and we will continue to move forward.
Our journey now takes us south into Karnes County, where we meet Board of Director Award honoree Commissioner Shelby Dubnik at a household hazardous waste collection event. Mr. Dubnik and his fellow members of the Karnes County Commissioners Court are being recognized for their commitment in promoting healthy creeks and rivers.
My name is Shelby Dubnik. I'm Commissioner for Karnes County. Well, this morning it's in cooperation with SARA, San Antonio River Authority. We have a hazardous household cleanup event. We have 2 a year. As you can see, people in the background are bringing tires. So we have a station for oil, waste oil, and another station for electronics. And the people voluntarily bring their stuff in at no charge. It's a collaboration between the county and San Antonio River Authority. They offer a lot of educational, a lot of guidance in areas, and services just to help us maintain our county. With this hazardous household cleanup event, it just helps. It helps everybody. It helps our county. It helps the landowner. It helps the environment. This stuff we know it's not being dumped into a creek or into a watershed area or on the side of the road, but it's being placed in a proper location where it needs to be disposed of correctly. It's taken a few years to realize the benefit of doing these programs. We're keeping the rivers cleaner, our waterways, our roads, all the land in general in the area. It's a big benefit to the public. And over years, the water quality has gotten better. You're seeing more activities on the river, canoe trails being formed now. You're seeing a lot more people trying to go fishing on the river, and just more recreational type than what it used to be in the years when I was growing up. It's a lot of hard work. It takes a lot of people. It makes an impact. I mean, you got to be happy. So on behalf of the county, I'm very happy. Thank you to the San Antonio River Authority for this award. And on behalf of the court, I very happily accept this award.
Our journey continues south to Kennedy, where we meet our 4th Watershed Wise Award honorees, the 4B Corporation and the Kennedy Chamber of Commerce, for their collaborative efforts in support of the development of Escondido Creek Parkway.
I'm Larry Kiesling, and I'm the president of the 4B Corporation here in Kennedy, whose primary function is economic development and parks and recreation for the city. I've lived here since 1962. I've seen lots of change. I was principal at the high school for 23 years and athletic director, and so I've seen a lot of change. The primary purpose of 4B Corporation is that we provide funds for economic development and parks and recreation. San Antonio River runs through Karnes County, and all the tributaries that empty into the San Antonio River run through the city of Kennedy. We'd like to have those rivers or creeks clean so to keep the water flow through there. Different projects that are presented to the 4B from the Parks Board is usually funded, and they all involve helping kids, and they all involve pleasure for adults to go and have a good time. And I just think that that 4B is always interested in helping to make this place a better place and for the community. Because after all, it's their sales tax that's going to work, and we want to put it to the very best. We're excited about the San Antonio River Authority doing their part in here, and we're very humbled to be able to be a part of that. And I think in time that they're going to see really the function of what San Antonio River Authority has to do with communities and how it can help the communities and enhance their growth and in particular make it a better place for our citizens. I want to thank the San Antonio River Authority for what they've done to making this project possible. I know there's a lot of work goes into this, and it can't be done by one person, and we just feel blessed by having it happen in Kennedy.
I'm Joe Sharon. I'm with the Kennedy Chamber of Commerce. The Chamber has been here going on 96 years. It's growing strong. I was here a long time ago when we had no money. We did things on a shoestring, but we still made it happen. And with the help of the community, we had a lot of fun things go on. We bring other people into town. Now that we've got a few dollars in our pocket, it seems like we can give more back to the community. It's going to bring in a park that has water features. It's going to bring in a park that's going to have things for the kids to do. It's going to have a lot of wildlife, flora and fauna. We're glad to have it coming. City of Kennedy has put together a fine project as far as trash disposal and things to keep the waterways clean. The San Antonio River Authority has been a big part of the city for a long time. The San Antonio River Authority maintains the waterways. They maintain those dams. They actually give back to the people that have the dams on their property. On behalf of the Kennedy Chamber of Commerce, myself, I want to thank San Antonio River Authority for this fine award that they're giving to us. I want to thank the San Antonio River Authority local boys, Mark Matula and his crew, for keeping everything running as smoothly as they do. It's all a major part of the city community, and I appreciate that.
I'm Ward Thomas. I'm a director of the Kennedy Chamber of Commerce here in Kennedy, Texas. The Escondido Creek project will be a linear park, and it's going to have a lot of different benefits that people can take advantage of. But it's also going to be a way for people to pass from one part of the community to other parts of the community. I think the river is a vital part of our community. It passes through here, and people here drive by it every day, they fish in it, they play in it, so it's important that we take care of it. And when I see what a city like San Antonio has been able to do with their community by really managing that resource and taking care of it, I want for us to do the same thing. Well, on behalf of the Kennedy Chamber of Commerce, I really want to thank San Antonio River Authority for giving us this award. We very much appreciate and are so grateful for all of the help and work that you've done, and we look forward to bringing this project to a conclusion.
The last stop in this year's Watershed Wise Awards journey is in Goliad County. Our final Watershed Wise Award honoree is Art Doman with the Goliad County Groundwater Conservation District. Mr. Doman is being recognized for his efforts in maintaining river flow and groundwater management.
My name is Art Doman. I am a member of the Goliad County Groundwater Conservation District, which consists of 7 elected directors. I have been a member of the district since its beginning in 2001. As far as the primary goal of the district, it's to manage the groundwater so that there is a sustainable supply of groundwater, good quality for the future. We have partnered already with USGS studies, we are currently partnering with San Antonio River Authority on looking at the bacterial counts in the river, the mussel counts in the river. We're partnering with San Antonio River Authority on brush management, which is very important for river flow and for recharge of the groundwater. My family roots in Goliad County go back to 1872 when my great-grandfather first came here to Goliad County. We have had family here since then. I've got 3 generations that are going to want this water and need this water to sustain their heritage in the agricultural industry and sustain the community as a whole. We have to work together conjunctively because our water needs to incorporate surface and groundwater. It's not one or the other, it's all of it together. I wish to thank the San Antonio River Authority for this award. It means a whole lot to me, and I also want to acknowledge the directors from Goliad County, Alicia Cowley and Dr. Fuller, for their work as part of the board, and I wanted to have a special acknowledgement also of the General Manager, Suzanne Scott.
We hope these stories have inspired you to join us to protect and preserve our watershed, to ensure that our creeks and rivers will continue to be a source of life and enjoyment for generations to come. To learn how you can be watershed wise and help protect our creeks and rivers, visit www.sara-tx.org. At SARA, our love of the river runs deep.
Hello, I'm Suzanne Scott, General Manager of the San Antonio River Authority, and I'd like to invite each of you to join us in our vision of inspiring actions for healthy creeks and rivers. There are many ways that you can help protect and preserve the river for generations to come. From picking up trash in your neighborhood, to becoming a Watershed Wise warrior, or building a rain garden at your home or business to capture stormwater runoff. Visit the Watershed Wise section at SARA's website at sara-tx.org to learn how individuals, businesses, and organizations can play a role in protecting our watershed. Thank you for watching, and we hope you enjoy the rest of tonight's films.